Can you sue your landlord for things after you move out when the lease is concluded? The short answer is yes. You generally have, depending on the type of claim, 2 years or 4 years from the date of a violation to sue someone in Pennsylvania, depending on the type of cause of action it is. For a landlord, you may have 4 years if it's a contract-based claim, but most of your claims might just be a 2-year claim based on some sort of injury. So for example, if you discovered there was mold and you move out, you have 2 years. If there are health things that develop, you can sue and say within that 2-year period from when you found out that it was mold, generally you can sue and say, these are the injuries I sustained, here's the medical bills, and the fact that you're no longer living there does not bar you from suing. One question we had submitted was, can you sue a landlord for not having been registered as a landlord with a city or a municipality? In general, no. Although that's meant to protect you as a tenant, it doesn't necessarily mean you have a private cause of action. You can report them to the city or the government unit, but in most cases, you won't be able to bring suit. Some magisterial district judges will penalize a landlord who has not been registered as a landlord and will keep them from evicting someone. But in general, Pennsylvania law is pretty clear that a landlord can still evict, can still sue for past rent. It's really just an issue of whether the city or municipality might fine them for failing to keep up with a city code, for example. Can you sue a landlord for rent that you paid that was extra? In some cases, maybe a landlord tried to charge you extra or kept some out of the security deposit at the end. If that's the case, yes, you can sue, generally within 4 years for that. The security deposit rules allow you 2 years to sue and get all sorts of penalties, attorney's fees, extra costs. So if a landlord has withheld money from a security deposit wrongly, you have usually 2 years to bring suit after your lease terminates. There are other things that you can sue a landlord for 2 years after you leave. If there were termites that caused damage to your personal items, if there were some sort of pest that caused you personal injury, you generally have 2 years to bring a suit. And in most cases, the real question is it worth it to sue a landlord? Obviously, sometimes if you've had a bad landlord experience, you just want out, you want to move on with life. Costs sometimes of hiring an attorney can be prohibitive. If you have questions about whether it makes sense to proceed with a suit against a landlord, call our office at Cornerstone Law Firm and schedule a consultation with one of our attorneys. We can talk you through your options and talk to you about potential costs of going forward with an action.